Now, Zishan is asking, how can likely I target for blanket hoodies on Facebook? Okay, so how can you likely to target for blanket hoodies? I mean, help me understand this. I think you're referring to how do you target people who are interested in blanket hoodies on Facebook? Is that correct? Now, this is exactly a very commonly asked questions that I receive a lot all the time, which is, Jason, how do I find the best target audience for my product? Now, I've actually talked about this briefly in some of my posts previously in the last 1 week or so. Audience targeting is just one of the elements that makes a good Facebook ads campaign. Remember, okay, what makes a good Facebook ads campaign? It has to be able to send the right message to the right people and get them to take the right action. Okay, so the right message being the content, and the right people meaning being the target audience that you're targeting, and the right action being the objective that you're selecting. So these three things works hand in hand, and there is no one element that is more important or more superior than the other one. Like, for example, no matter how much you drill down to the audience that you're trying to target, okay, if you actually use the wrong objective, meaning, like, let's say if you are trying to get people to go to your website and buy, but you start with a engagement objective, it's going to fall apart. Okay, and then if you get everything right but you send the wrong message, which means, like, for example, one of like copywriting or messaging or creative direction that I dislike is something that is clickbaity. Now, a lot of people say that clickbaity means I get the people to click, I hook them first, then I actually, but you have no idea how often I see an advertisement that attracts the wrong people. Okay, so that's a very important thing that you have to avoid. So these three things works together. So when it comes to audience targeting, in my opinion, it's really about getting the three elements right. And when it comes to audience targeting, in my opinion, you know who are the people that you want to target. Like, for example, right, let's go by the basic, like the age group of people who are buying. Let's say hoodies, you could be selling to the elders, right? And of course, you're targeting to the younger crowd. And what are the genders, and where do they stay, and what are the products that are likely to be interested in? So you have all the answers, but what people are actually looking for is, hey, what's the like the holy grail combination that can work? I mean, no marketers can tell you that, frankly speaking. So I would say, let's get these three elements right and start running and use the numbers that we gather to help us make further decisions down the road. I think that's a better approach to do that. And of course, all these things can be improvised along the way. But remember, the three main pillars work hand in hand. And you shouldn't be focusing one thing over another. It's about paying attention to these three and progressively move the campaign forward as a progressive framework. And it's like a collective things that work together. It's like a puzzle that works together. It doesn't really like the audience works more superior or way more important than others. No. So yeah, so this is the right mindset that I actually would like to share with you, and hopefully it gives you some idea about how to go about this thing. Okay, but nonetheless, if you have any questions, right, Zihan, you can actually scan this QR code and buy me a coffee, and we can spend half an hour to troubleshoot, your campaign. It's about looking at your campaign right now and see what's working or what's not working. And of course, along the way, you have any questions. You see, these kind of questions, it works better when we are actually spending time together via Zoom, and we look at your campaign right now, and I probably will give you recommendations about how to actually fine-tune and tweak certain things from there. So scan this QR code, buy me a coffee, and we can spend time together. All right, Zihan, thanks for the question.